Alright, I'm moving to Alpha. Everyone follow me. Enemy spotted. Sniper on the ridge. Unlimited rounds! 200 rounds. 200 rounds.
Nerd is new sexy.
First-person shooters!
First-person shooter. This is episode 36. I am Wyldfyre1, and with me is my beautiful heterosexual life mate, as I keep saying.
Yeah, who's not a delicate little flower. Sunrie,
yes, as always. So, first-person shooters, we got a ton of stories, we got a ton of little stuff to talk about, and it seemed to be the best topic for, Battlefield 1's out, as you heard us talk about. We got other games, we got the Overwatch.
Oh God, Overwatch! Hold on, I'm beating off for a little bit. I am not. Okay, let's put it this way: you put me in a competitive arena, and everyone's gonna be screaming at me and everything else because I don't really play to win too much. I play it because it's fucking fun, and I have a blast winning. You can even ask cuteness. There are times where we have gotten our ass kicked, and I'm still having a good time because the game is good.
That's what I keep hearing. And
Blizzard gives a shit about their customers and have done massive ban waits every week just going, get off our game and never play it again. I love you, Blizzard.
Dick riding on Blizzard.
Dick riding that Blizzard. It's cold. It's making my brown eye blue, but I will keep doing it.
It's, what I was going to say is this is the Overwatch free weekend. I probably am not going to get it. And the way I explained to Sunrise is this: I don't want to get addicted and then get cut off.
Let's put it this way: Overwatch is still so popular that when I finally went to GameStop to go get it, and I know, why are you going to GameStop? And if you got that nice of a computer, why didn't you get it on a computer? One, Best Buy for me is about a 10 or 15 mile drive, and if I drive that far, I'm gonna stop in In-N-Out, and I need to stop eating that stuff. so I can't go to Best Buy without going to In-N-Out.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and we had just sat down to a nice dinner. I said, hey, let's run into GameStop real quick because it's right next to this awesome Chinese food place that we go to, and I went in there and I said, hey, I want to get Overwatch on the PS4. Guess what? There was only one copy and it was used. He said nobody is returning this game.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. I was so damn happy. So I got it for cheaper because I get Game Informer, and I don't care what people think about Game Informer. I enjoyed it as a magazine, and I had to upgrade or renew my membership and everything like that anyway. So yeah, I ended up getting it, and I'm like, yay!
So that particular game's cool. Well, we're not only just going to be talking about first-person shooters. We're going to be talking about stories that we've experienced. Anyone who's played a first-person shooter.
We're not gonna go through and kind of rate the different games or talk about how good one is and how bad another one is. It might come up, but we're gonna talk about the insane stories and the oh shit moments and how much fun we've had in the games.
Oh yeah,
just playing it.
We'll start with kind of your first-person shooter that you've ever played.
And most people, it was Wolfenstein. My first shooting game was actually Doom. The original Doom, like the demo version that everybody had on their computer at work.
I think that I got that too, but I can't remember if it was Wolfenstein first or Doom. It was that far back. I can't remember because they were both pretty much the same engine at the time.
Doom was a little bit smoother. It came out afterwards, and this was before. You got to remember, Doom came out before. I think I was even in junior high, or it just was barely coming out around junior high time. For me, I forget what exactly year it was. Is when it started getting real big, and you had to have it, and everybody was giving each other copies of it.
Yeah.
This was back when
AOL would send out copies of shit just to get you to join them. Yeah,
with their CD-ROMs and stuff like that. And I remember Egghead Electronics is where I actually got a free copy of it.
Oh yeah.
Which I think became Newegg. But I don't know too much about Newegg.com, so I could be completely off base with that. Don't quote me.
We're not sure. It's a happy coincidence.
It's a happy coincidence, yeah. Yeah, so I remember getting that and just being blown away, and then seeing Wolfenstein in our computers at school.
Oh,
yes,
God, yes.
Everyone heard that right. We used to LAN up the computers in our computer class and play Wolfenstein. It wasn't an everyday occurrence, but we were allowed to do it if we were caught up on work, and so we would have LAN parties at school. And this is before really knowing who made what games and having GamePro and stuff like that was out, but they didn't really cover computer games. They covered NES, SNES, Genesis, Master Systems, and so I didn't know this game came out before Doom and was made by the same people.
Yep.
So I just thought it was a shitty version of Doom. At the time.
Yeah, I was like, did you guys copy Doom?
Yeah, and that's what everyone said. Good, it's not as good as Doom. They copied Doom. Well, no, they became Doom.
Actually, yeah, it was Wolfenstein, Doom, and then what? Duke Nukem 3D. I want to say.
Yeah. My next first-person shooter was Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah, but I think we introduced you to that. Me and my dad did. And
Yeah, and I had to have it.
We gave you a copy of it, and we just started playing. And oh my God, the crazy fucking matches we'd get into. We would flood a room with as many pipe bombs as we could, blow them up, and trip mines, blow them up, and then the game would just crash.
Yeah.
The game was like, I can't handle so much explosion, and just done. Oh.
Yeah, I remember so many times just running around, and all of a sudden you hear and explosions going around you. You're jumping out windows, turning around with the rocket launcher, trying to take each other out.
Oh, the jetpack and shit. Yeah, that was a very cool game. It was, the thing with that game is it had an aim assist. As a advanced gamer now, if you want to call it that, I want to say they were legit kills, but they weren't as legit as some of the kills nowadays.
Yeah, because now you actually have bullets as an object inside a game engine, whereas before it was a different type of mathematical equation. So if you fired at something and you were pointed at and you pulled the trigger, it was a guaranteed hit.
Yeah.
Because the way the game programmed. But it also meant you could never avoid a shot that wasn't right on you.
Well, we'll say a good example would be and here's a story. One time when I was playing with my dad, and I think you were there too, Sunrie.
Yeah, because you were playing in one room and your father was playing in another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my dad, Sophisto, likes to pretty much camp. He's a cheap camper.
Yeah. But this was back before we knew what to call it.
Yeah, and it was fun as shit still. So he would make you come to him. We were playing, and all of a sudden I'm under heavy fire. Sophisto's shooting the shit out of me, and I jump out the window, and I turn around real quick. I do this Bruce Willis move from Die Hard. I should have said yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. But as I was doing it, I shot like an RPG. Now, I didn't aim anywhere near him, but I hit him dead on.
Yeah.
That's just an example of how the aim system worked in that game. But it still made you feel like you're fucking awesome. So it wasn't until much later on that we got area-based damage.
And I think the first game to do that was GoldenEye on the N64.
It very well might have been. If there's another one, I don't know about it.
Yeah, because I even think that Call of Duty, I'm pretty sure Call of Duty 2 came out after that game. Obviously, when you do headshots in most games after Doom, you got more damage. But until GoldenEye came out, if you hit someone in the arm, it was the same as hitting them in the chest.
Yeah.
But once you got to GoldenEye, you shot someone in the foot, they would hop around on the foot, and they would take much less damage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I remember playing Call of Duty 2. I'm not talking about Modern Warfare 2. Call of Duty 2.
He's talking like Call of Duty when it was back, I want to say, when it was almost like Medal of Honor.
Yeah, and it was Infinity Ward, and only Infinity Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Back when they had the talent working for them, and Satan wasn't screwing them in the ass every 5 seconds.
When he means Satan, he means a certain, video
Activision.
game Activision company.
When it came out, playing with your father when he was one of the only people on the enemy team while we're waiting for other people to instance into the servers was fucking infuriating.
Oh God, yeah, because
he would just sit and he'd let everybody run by him, and then he'd pop out and shoot one person, and then run into a different building, and then as soon as everybody would run by, he'd pop out and shoot one person and go to another building. It's like, you goddamn asshole.
Yep, he was bad about it.
He was digging deep.
Yeah. And he would go out and just fucking snipe you and shoot you, and like, yeah, it was, oh god, that game, I wouldn't play with him alone. I'll put it that way. I got tired of dying. But I mean, and in between, there's a ton of different first-person shooters. I mean, we can go through a list, but there's just so many to talk about.
Talked about the 2142 when we used to go to the Alamo, in the time that Maximus ended up saving our ass against a gunship.
Well, just so you know, the Alamo was a part of the game that I used to call was the far back base at one of the maps. I can't remember what the map was, and we would. Yeah,
I don't remember. It was like a city environment. It was all urban, and you could push people all to the very back spawn. And it was like this tower that kind of set up.
Yeah, it would either make or break you. And if you sat in that tower and you shot down, you could probably get a lot of kills. And that's why I call it the Alamo.
Yeah, because it was pretty much your last stand as the. I think it was the PAC.
Yeah, it was a really cool map. I did like that. But yeah, Battlefield 2142, great game. We've had so many different stories. Some of the Titan game matches we've had were epic. Mm-hmm. Just inside of the Titan, when the Titan's vulnerable, when we're sitting in those hallways, and we got my dad Sophisto, Maximus, myself, and Sunrie playing, and we got like 3 turrets up, and the rest of them. And of course, I always played a medic. I still do to this day.
Yeah, I always play support. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm. I need ammo, and he needs health, so there you go. And I don't know if you've heard us talk about Maximus, but the way Maximus plays is he plays to enrage people.
Yeah, he doesn't care if he wins or loses. As long as he pisses someone off and gets hate mail, he's happy.
He's happy. He plays to enrage. His life dream is for someone to throw either their PC or PS4 out their fucking window.
Yeah. Let's put it this way. He was not happy in a game until at least 4 other players ran over his body, jumping and teabagging him at the same time. Because then he would say, all right, I pissed them all off.
Well, this is also the same guy we played Battlefield 3 with. The first tank he blew up, he got on top of it and started jumping up and down.
Yeah, so if anybody wonders where that came from, you see a lot of people still kind of doing it now. Max started it.
Yeah, oh God, yes, he did. So I see that. He's just jumping up and down. I think I see it. I start laughing, so I jump up there too, and Sunrie does the same. We're just all 3 jumping up and down on that thing.
Yeah, so every tank kill thereafter, we always jump on it.
Oh,
it's tank teabagging.
Or with tank bagging, but or we would just group teabag someone, which so damn funny. You'd see Max like I'm like, what are you doing, Max? I'm teabagging someone. I'm like, okay. So, let me join you. We just all started teabagging.
Yeah, so many times we'd end up killing somebody, and everybody would just run over and say, all right, teabag him! Everyone teabag him! Teabag him!
And then like people who are blueberries, which by the way, blueberries on Battlefield are other players that are not in your team or not in your squad. Yeah, they're not in your squad.
Yeah.
There are other players on your team, but not in your squad. They'll come in and join, and then next thing you know, they're doing it too. So we got like 7 people teabagging one dude, and it is fucking great.
Yeah, it's like, and he wasn't. It's like he's not even the problem child for in the server. Like, he's not the one who was getting the most kills. It would be some random dude comes running around to get the cap. Max kills him. We go run out and start teabagging, and everyone leaves the objective to start teabagging this one insignificant guy.
Because it was like Max. It was like Max going, "Yeah, I killed him," and everyone's like, "Yeah, you killed him." It was great. In Battlefield 3, the Metro map was probably one of my favorites. And
mine was Metro, and the other one was Firestorm. Oh, Firestorm. And then Caspian Border.
Yeah, Caspian Border was cool because you can use the anti-air weapons and shit. But the story I'm getting to, of course, is the 200 rounds. Max always liked to play support.
Support
was
with the PKM.
Yeah, with the heavy machine guns, and he extended the magazines, I think, to 200 rounds.
Yep.
So he would lay down, he'd put down his iPod, and then just look down this hallway to where people would come, because we'd be playing Rush.
Yeah.
And Rush is basically, you got to get to this base and plant a bomb. So to get to this one certain area, you got to go through this long-ass hallway. We call it the hallway of death for good reason.
Yeah.
So Maximus would lay on the other side of this hallway, and I would notice Maximus killed. And every time he does it, 200 rounds. Yeah. It became his fucking battle cry.
Yep. And And oftentimes he would be sit pretty much straight on, and I'd be off to an angle. So anyone who got by him, I could then take out as they ran into the corner. So he'd be reloading as I'm still firing, and by the time I reload, he'd start firing.
Yep, I'm reloading, and then someone would take the thing, and if he got shot, I'd help him, and sometimes I would go to get my PKE out, and I'd lay down, and we'd both be doing it. It really was a hallway of death. If it was like a reality type thing where the bodies wouldn't disappear, they probably would have been a wall of bodies. It was horrible. It was horrible, but it was awesome at the same time.
And then I remember back when it was kind of like after Doom and everything like that. We had finally gotten Beesh, aka Dumbass, Gambit's brother.
Yeah.
And we were playing Unreal Tournament. He was the only one without a controller on the PC. We all had like joysticks because we had different like early flight sims, because we used to play things like Rogue Squadron, or the X-Wing. And the X-Wing Rogue Squadrons and the TIE Fighter one, and we'd play Wing Commander and stuff like that on our PC. So we're playing first-person shooters with this, and he was the only one who didn't have a joystick, and we were laughing our ass off with him because he's using a mouse and keyboard. Because look at this fucking poor bastard. He doesn't have a fucking controller.
He doesn't have a controller. That little fucking bastard.
You're killing everybody. What the? How are you out shooting people? We dropped the fucking joysticks immediately, and pretty much every single one of us started using a mouse and keyboard from that point on, and we actually started doing even better than we were. And Wild decided, you know what, hold on. I can get better with this, and this railgun is pretty badass.
Quake
3, yeah. And Wild, all the time, people fucking pissed.
People thought I was cheating. I had people going, "You're using a bot. You're using a cheat bot." No, I'm not. Really, I'm not.
Yeah. This fucker used to literally, for like an hour, 2 hours at times, be running around the maps, finding where stuff was, and then literally practicing jumping, turning, and going, okay, that's my enemy, a little square on the ground, and just practice firing and timing his shots at it.
Yep.
That's how he got so good.
That's what I would do. And I get out, and I would do that. Probably I'd go into an empty game and sit there and practice doing this shit, and I'd of course practice rocket jumping back when we could do that. Then someone would get in, they'd think, oh, this guy's alone, he's a noob, so I'm gonna kill his ass or whatever. And next thing you know, all I would use was the railgun, which the railgun is extremely powerful, but it had it was like shot, reload, 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 shot.
Yeah, you had to hit your target. And I remember this fucker a couple times I was on the enemy team, and he kept fucking killing me with the railgun. Again and again, and every time I think I had him, I'd have like a rocket. I'd come around the corner, and I'd fire, and I'd see him all of a sudden spot me, and I'm jumping away, and boom, headshot. I'm like, you motherfucker!
All I saw was, it didn't tell me who you were until I killed you.
Yeah.
All I saw was someone put their head out. Then you stick your head out, guess what? You're gonna get it shot off.
Guys, you're fink. And I'm exploding into jibs.
That game was fun. That was a very fun game. And then there was Battlefield 2, which Battlefield 2 I got in a little bit, but I didn't get into as much.
Yeah, that was my start on the Battlefield series, and I don't even know why I continued to buy games after that. To be honest, Battlefield 2 never been more angry. Well,
Battlefield 2
up to that point.
Battlefield 2 was the beginning of anger, but they also redeemed themselves, because after Battlefield 2 was Battlefield 2142, I believe.
And then Bad Company 1 came out. I never played that. Then I played Bad Company 2, which, oh my god, that game was good.
Which, you know what? No, maybe it was Battlefield 2142 and then Battlefield 2. I can't remember.
No, 2142 came out after Battlefield 2 because people were pissed off. They're like, oh, there's no way in hell they're going to go 2142, and then they did. And I fucking still bought it, and I will tell you what, I have never had more fun playing with Wild and Maximus and everything like that until Battlefield 3. When Battlefield 2142 had come out, because we were so locked into that game, and we played it so much, and we knew exactly how the guns would fire. We knew exactly how people were moving, and we would just dominate.
Oh, the game was hilarious and fun. I mean, there were times when we had issues that, where the game was like we got a hold of a better team, you know. But there was also times that we would just dominate, like you'd say, and then, you know, that in Battlefield 2142 was in my opinion that was their redeeming quality, because after Battlefield 2, Battlefield 2 was almost unplayable on PC. Almost unplayable. The lag was so bad that you could not move in most times.
And before, and anyone who doesn't remember, DICE, and even this is even in Battlefront, but Battlefront doesn't have it as bad. I've noticed it again in motherfucking not 2142, but in goddamn fucking Battlefield 1. If real guns shot this way, nobody would think that, oh, wow, these things are dangerous. Because apparently all guns in the Battlefield universe now, except for Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3, have smooth bores and are fucking rapid-fire muskets. Yeah, I can look exactly where I want to fire, click my mouse, and it goes somewhere completely random within this cone of fire. Now, Battlefield 2 was the absolute fucking worst for this. Not only was there a cone of fire, there was recoil and a per shot deviation, and then on top of that, random deviation.
Yeah, it was
what
really
the fuck
bad.
were they? Yeah, people would literally run up to each other, and they would both stand there and fire, and nobody would hit each other.
What they were trying to do was simulate wind, and that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, and so people would run up to each other, go instantly prone, and then tap fire, hoping to kill the other person faster. That's bullshit. That's not fucking skill.
It's horrible. And
then Battlefield 2142 comes out and they fix it.
No, 1942 was a great game.
1942 was a
I want to say that was originally Battlefield 1. Of course, it was the first.
Yeah, that was the original Battlefield.
What makes Battlefield stand out above all other games, and in my opinion, is this. And I'm sure Sunrie will agree with me. It wasn't the first game, but it was one of the first games that had the first-person shooter aspect, where you're fighting one-on-one with your enemies, and you're also getting into jets, planes, what have you, any type of vehicle to get from point A to point B, or even a tank to help with your, and it's team play.
And Medal of Honor had tanks, every so often. Because I remember your freaking Sophisto getting into one of them on a multiplayer map, and there was nothing anybody could do about it.
Yeah.
I remember Call of Duty 2. I don't think in the actual multiplayer maps had it, but you could get on like the support guns.
No, they had
and stuff like that.
Although most of those games, especially later on, all had a tank level.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I think it really was the first one where you would get into the planes and tanks and everything like that, and jeeps just to get around the map, and it was freaking
flat
amazing.
Cannons in 42, that was great. I loved flying around with flat cannons going off around that. Battlefield Vietnam. I forgot about Battlefield Vietnam.
Battlefield Vietnam, I didn't get when it first came out, so I never really played multiplayer on it. Yeah, I would play against the bot, and that was fun because you would put it on a 5-second spawn time, so you had bots everywhere. And it was just, and we'd get on the mortars and you just see bots go flying through the air and everything like that, and that was so much fun.
It was a good game.
Really
Both those games were really fun. Like I said, the aspect of them flying around, there's a video floating around somewhere, I think Sunrie might have it, of one of us flying around and getting shot at. I really wish, there's a story when I kamikazed that plane.
Oh, yes.
I'll let you tell it because you got to see it.
Yeah, so me and Wild are playing, and Maximus, and I think Sophisto.
Yeah, Sophisto. Because Max and Sophisto were on the flat cannon.
We're all playing against the bots. We're playing Battle of Britain, and the German. So they're down there. I'm in a plane. I think I'm in a Spitfire behind Wild. We're fighting and we're shooting. And back then, you had to fly around or land at the airstrip to get more ammo.
Yeah, you had ammo.
You couldn't just get more ammo after a cooldown like you can now. So we're flying, we're shooting down these bombers, and all of a sudden I just hear Wild go. He goes, "I'm out." He goes, "I'm gonna do something drastic." I went, "Don't do it, man!" I see him go pitch up in this plane, bail, and it falls and hits the plane, smashing it in half, killing every bot on board. And he lands safely, gets another plane, and takes off.
The whole time I'm parachuting down going, I just fucking did that because I didn't think I would have survived.
Yeah, and one of the other things that Max likes to do is, even if we're winning, if he decides that he is now bored, he will fucking turncoat to the losing side just for other people to shoot at. And he would do that when we would play bots.
Yep.
All of a sudden, we're like, where's Max? Like, what? Max killed me. And he's in a plane and he's laughing.
Yeah. He was bad about that.
Yeah,
He did it when we were playing bots, though. It wasn't necessarily when we were.
Yeah, but not when we were playing, against people.
Yeah.
But when we were playing bots, all of a sudden he'd be on the other team. He'd kill us 5 or 6 times and then switch back.
And he just
it's like, you asshole.
Just hear him bust up. What do you think you're doing, asshole? He's just like, I fucking killed you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Battlefield 1942 was a fun game, and like I said, I think that's where it all started on the Battlefield series. I could be wrong.
Yeah, Bad Company 2 is the only game that I played almost exclusively medic.
Hardline was a piece of shit.
Oh, fucking Hardline. Not only is that game just a bad game and the guns fire like shit, it is fucking offensive. I mean, that's the only way that I could. And the entire time doing it, I was just thinking to myself, the only way that I can get through some of these scenarios, and I ended up returning it the same day because the game made me angry with what I was doing as a supposed police officer and everything else, and the cover up, and it was making me angry because I've been a police officer. Wild's been in the field. His father was law and stuff like that. I've had multiple family members who've all been law enforcement, and with everything that's going on, they have the balls to release this game with the story that it is, with the events the way they are, and the only way that I could even get through as much as I did was go, you know what? America must have lost World War II, and we're actually under German rule. That was the only fucking way that I could stomach it. And even then, I was like, you know what? I'm out.
The dynamics of the game were horrible. Everything about the game was just a fucking zero.
It flopped. It only recently did it even get custom servers. And people, I am telling you right fucking now, we will be lucky to see custom servers in Battlefield 1.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I played 8 minutes on the PC, watched 27 people get banned, and still watched people literally jumping through the air and dropping out of the sky to kill people.
Well, I've seen it on the PS4.
Yeah, and they're cheating in the same way, and it's not getting detected. I'm just not going to deal with it.
Max and I played, like I said off podcast. Max and I played Monday, and I mean it's still a fun game. But the bad thing is you got to find a good server, and now this is the problem. You shouldn't have to find a good server to have fun.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, there have been some infuriating times on Overwatch. I would say 8 to 9 out of 10 games I just enjoy the shit out of. I mean, there are some times where I'll be playing and I'm like, holy shit, that's a good Hanzo player, or motherfucker, this guy or girl knows how to play Ana.
Yep.
Fuck me. And so I have to change my strategy, and that's what I love about Overwatch. And you get a good team, and you get a good enemy team, and then it's just this fucking epic push, just constant struggle, and I fucking love it.
It sounds amazing.
And like I said, Blizzard gives a shit about their customers, and you can't talk about first-person shooters without talking about the disappointment of Destiny.
Oh,
and I know we've gone over that before, because fuck you, Bungie.
Fuck you, Bungie.
Fuck you.
We should have a shirt that says "Fuck you, Bungie."
Okay, look, yes, I'm a little bit of a hypocrite on it, but not really when you look at the reasons for me to stop playing. I put over 400 or 500 hours into the game. I played it all the time. The shooting felt good. The jumping was good. The movements were good. The rating was good. And then they decided, oh, hey, people are starting to beat our stuff. Let's rebalance it because people are pissed off about this in PvP. Or people don't like this in PvP. Fuck your PvP, okay?
PvP is what kills the game.
This game was marketed as an epic space opera adventure, not an MMO.
Well, let's be honest. The epic space opera part wasn't very epic. I mean, there was no story.
No, and a lot of that is because their head writer looked at everything that was going on and said, fuck this shit, I'm out. Their lead level designer went, fuck this, I'm out. Their head sound designer went, fuck this, I'm out. Several people who stepped up to do it after Destiny was released, Activision then fired. And it's like, are you guys fucking shitting me? Because these were people who were still expressing concerns.
You just named it. The devil is in the details, Activision.
Yeah.
Activision is probably the #1 fucking buttfucker of video games in the industry today.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, if they wouldn't have fucked with the game so bad to the point of making almost every single weapon useless in single player, I would probably still be playing. But because they decided, oh hey, you're Bungie, you're known for your multiplayer, so focus on that. Fuck the single player. People are upset with it. Give them something to do now. And so instead of doing like Blizzard, I was sucking their dick.
Hey, that's the sound of him deep throating Blizzard.
Yeah, well, I was just the tip. I was slobbing the knob.
No, you're doing the A-gang gag.
Yeah, I was doing the A-gang gag.
Inside joke.
They look at their game and go, okay, we have a multiplayer in WoW, and we have a single player in WoW. Some people like to fight other characters, but if we take all of our skills and make it so that people are nice and balanced fighting each other, it won't be good to fight against a boss. So what do? Here's your gear for playing against other characters. If you use this in the raid, you're gonna die. Here's your stuff to go play the raid. If you use this in multiplayer, you're gonna die. This is how your skills work outside of the arena. This is how your skills work inside the arena. Choose how you want to have fun. Yeah, Bungie goes, fuck you, play our multiplayer. Because we don't have anything else for you. And so they decided, oh, hey, you know what? People are bitching about assault rifles in multiplayer, so let's lower the damage. Let's decrease the headshot modifier, increase recoil, and decrease round count. Now people will be happy. And so what is it? And I fucking shit you not, as soon as they did that, the people who were fucking crying because their balls were bleeding were so happy, which, oh, I don't understand what the problem is. It's only a 2% change. But it was a 2% change that your balls wouldn't stop bleeding over. So suddenly, oh, it's not that bad because it's only 2%, but 2% better is something for you to fucking cry over? Now you couldn't take shots at any kind of distance with an assault rifle in single player, so they became invaluable or unusable. So what happened? Everyone switched to a hand cannon. So what happened? They said, okay, oops, our mistake with the assault rifles. Nobody's using them anymore because they don't find them viable. So they increased certain stats and they dropped the stats on the fucking hand cannons. Then what happens? Everyone starts bitching harder about the goddamn shotguns. So what do? They limit the shotgun to point-blank range, slightly increase the hand cannon rate of fire. Then everyone starts bitching about the fusion rifles. So what do they do about fusion rifles? Oh, well, let's make hand cannons a little bit better, fix the assault rifles, rebalance, add a half distance more to the shotguns, and nerf the fusion cannons. Instead of just going, hey, guess what, guys? We have a Crucible vendor. Let's make raid gear and let's make Crucible gear. The Crucible gear will work for you and enhance certain skills that are useful and better in a firefight for multiplayer. But if you wear this against, in the Dark Below raid, oh, you're going to get fucked over real fast. It was that easy. But they didn't fucking do it. And you know how I know they can do it? Because several weapons have the modifier that states against players, against enemies. They can fucking do it, but they won't. Fucking bullshit lazy.
It's lazy. It's lazy coding. And you know, the game itself. We've bitched and moaned about this game so much, but this is a first-person shooters topic.
Yeah, and as I said, I loved the game when it first came out. I spent so much time playing that game. I would literally just go through and just constantly do random bounties and just run around helping other players. People would like wave at me and they'd send me requests, so I'd join them. They're like, "Oh, hey, I need to do this." I'm like, "Hey, I already did it 3 times today. I'll do it with you too." I didn't get because the game was fun.
It was like Diablo in space. Almost.
Yes, kind of. You know what? And it kind of reminded me of that. Let's put it this way. When I bought the game, I didn't follow a lot of the hype. So I didn't know what the game was really supposed to be like. I was expecting Diablo 3 with guns, and that's kind of what I got. So I was happy.
I played maybe 4 hours of this game. 3 of them.
You got there for the shitstorm.
Yeah, 3 of them. I got it for cheap, so 3 of them were with Sunrie. I didn't have. I mean, with the exception of playing with Sunrie, I didn't have much fun at all. I kept getting kicked. I kept having issues with connecting the server.
Yep.
And I was excited to get a shotgun. The shotgun was a piece of shit. You know, in the game, basically, before the Taken King came out, because there was no story up until the Taken King.
That's true. There was really no story.
There was no story. Because people quit, and then they couldn't use the storyline that was written by someone who quit.
And they couldn't use there were supposed to be 3 different origin stories. They only used 1.
So, there was so much shit. Anyway, the game was like, this is the basic idea. After you get through everything, there's a part where he's like, I can tell you what's going on, but I'm not.
Literally. I don't have time to explain what I don't have time to explain.
You have plenty.
How about fuck you?
You have plenty of time, because I have plenty of time to go out and do raids and shit. You have plenty of fucking time. You just tell me why. In the game reminds me so much of one of the shittiest movies, and people will probably hate me for saying this. I could not stand The Fifth Element. Bruce Willis's worst fucking movie. Shitty acting, shitty fucking villains.
Now the Coloraturus opera scene was. Pretty awesome.
That was. I'm not gonna deny.
It's the one redeeming quality.
Yeah, and then pulling a fucking. Now here's my question: when
and
she
Mila
put
Jovovich in a tiny outfit.
When that chick put that stone in her, how was she expecting to give it back to Bruce Willis?
How did she get it in her?
I don't care about that. I don't care about that part. I want to know how she was expecting to give it back to Bruce Willis without dying.
Right.
There was no thought in that at all.
No.
The game reminded me a lot of with the whole impending doom. And
it's actually looking like all the Guardians are actually bad guys, and the Traveler is actually a bad thing. But they'll never explain because they want you to come to your conclusions. Well, how come you didn't put the fucking lore in the game? How come I have to go to 6 different places to find out what the fuck's going on and read stuff?
They won't explain it because there's 4 other games coming out, Sunrie.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I'm so pissed.
It's like a retarded version of Kingdom Hearts. Now don't stop me because I love Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts, every time you go somewhere, there's another question. Well, there's no answers here. You don't even get why is this going? Why is that?
At least Kingdom Hearts has wrapped up quite a bit while leaving some big things open.
Yeah, but this is like question after another. Why the fuck is this thing here? Why is it a guardian? Why is it saving? Why the fuck is humanity fucked? Okay, they gave a little bit of that, but what started it? Where's this and all these other questions? How come it picked your character to survive? What happened to all the other ghosts? What happened to all the other whatever? Spectre, the fuck?
Yeah, well, if they can if it could bring back dead people, why didn't it just bring back everybody?
Yeah, and there's so many questions, and they're just like, just wonder.
Yeah. Their answer is fuck you. Play multiplayer.
Yeah. and you know what? I am more of a co-op player than I am a PvP.
Yes. Speaking of, so going into happy thing are the times that we would play games like Far Cry together or Dead Space. And I know Dead Space is more of a third-person shooter, but oh my god, playing co-op in an FPS style environment is so much damn fun. Left 4 Dead, probably our favorite goddamn co-op game, and we are not going out without talking about Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2.
No, I'm glad you mentioned that.
No, because that, I think, out of all the games we've ever played, that is the one that we have the most screams and laughs and goddams.
Time.
Oh my god, best multiplayer first-person shooter co-op. Just get from point A to point B. Fun ever.
Let's talk about Maximus.
Oh,
that some stories in that game. Maximus was obsessed with a motherfucking witch.
Yep.
And the witch, if you don't know what the witch is, there are several different evolved zombies, if you want to call them that.
Yeah.
In the game, which like there's a smoker and there's a lot of
smoker,
people,
boomer, spitter, the hunter,
and the jockey,
the witch, and the tank.
And the tank, and the jockey.
Yeah. And the jockey, that's right, face fucker.
Yeah, the face fucker. Well, okay, in the first game, Maximus, when we played the first game, Maximus was infatuated with the fucking witch. He would go out of his way, he goes, guys, shh, shh. You hear, in the background, he goes, I hear, and we know what's happening.
And he would take off. He'd look for this bitch.
Yeah, he's going, I'm going witch hunting, guys. And he would disappear. And like all of a sudden we hear bang, and we hear the witch is screaming. He's like, guys, he's running past me, and the witch is running like behind him. Guys, she's after me. She's gonna fucking kill me, guys.
And freaking Sophisto he loved this game too. I loved playing with Sophisto.
Oh yeah.
And he'd be playing with us, and we'd get in the middle of a fucking horde, and he'd be shooting people or the zombies and everything, taking them out, and at the end, all of a sudden, he'd just be laughing, and he'd be like, Sophia, what? And he'd just go, because I love their noises.
Yeah, he just laughed.
He would run after them with the shotgun going,
It was so funny because Max and even Sophisto would do funny shit in the game.
Yeah. I remember one time Maximus, we'd come around the corner and there's the witch sitting right there, and she's just off far enough where we could safely go around her. No, not Max. So we all go sneaking by, and he's standing there, and Max, come on. And he goes, no, hold on. And he goes, guys, look at this. So he walks up to her, and as you get closer, she starts going, and she's like rocking back and forth, and she gets more and more angry. And he stands in front of her, and he goes, look, it looks like she's sucking my dick. Just to show us that. And he goes down, I went down like she did. So now the witch is coming for us, and we're kind of laughing, pissed off. Yep. And then the glitches, which is funny, like in Left 4 Dead 2, where one day, all of a sudden, I had a rifle sticking out of my leg.
Oh, yeah, I think I got that on Steam.
Yeah, on video Steam, just out of nowhere, for no reason.
Yeah, there was a rifle just, I think it was like one of the guns that you dropped, and it got stuck there.
I'm jumping around, I remember looking down going, what is it? What the fuck is that? I just see this barrel sticking out of my leg.
Well, it was my infatuation with the shitters.
Yes,
I always
every
had
time
to go to the restroom.
A shitter, Wild goes, oh, hold on, shitter, so let's go clear it out. And if we're lucky, there's a whole shitload of them in there. No pun intended here.
Literally.
And every time we get done, the first thing we say is, I don't envy whoever has to clean that up.
Yeah, but I'm glad I don't have to clean that.
I cannot count how many times the past few games Wild has gone into every single bathroom. He opens a door and a fucking tank is in there. Every goddamn time. The game knows him.
Yeah, it does. And I'm just like, of course you hear me screaming, oh guys, run! And then you hear, and the fucking music's playing. I'm like, guys, this thing's gonna kick my ass. I interrupted its jack-off time.
Yeah, for no reason. It's in the bathroom.
Left 4 Dead has a special place in my heart. It's one of those really awesome zombie games, and
it's showing its age graphically, but god damn, it's fun.
Mm-hmm. It got gory. It's fun. It's fun to, like I said, it's fun to go in the shitters and find a zombie in one of the stalls and just shoot the shit out of him, and then watch him fall and see all the blood on the fixtures behind him. I'm like, dude, someone had some bloody diarrhea.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those games where you play from start to finish one level, and you're exhausted by the end, and you're like, okay, I'm done. But you have fun while it's going on.
Oh, and then
the finales are a kick in the ass, though.
Oh yeah, well they got worse too, but because they made them worse. But and one of the fun things of playing with Max is Max always gave the characters a certain like nickname. like the jockey. The jockey he called the face fucker. So every time
we see him, face fucker.
It was great. So every game that we play with like that, he usually had a fucking nickname for him.
Yeah, and the one guy we used to play with out on Newgrounds, Druid's Warcry, he used to call the boomer Michael Moore.
Oh yeah, that shit was funny.
Yeah, it's Michael Moore. Like, what are you talking about? The boomer.
Yep. that was you know what it Left 4 Dead is a great game. If you guys haven't played it, it's great. The story was so good they added a comic.
Yep.
You know, bringing up some of the origins. We lose a beloved character.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. man. Yeah, he was a good character too.
The character my dad always liked to play.
Yep. Yeah. What's neat is there's always hope for Left 4 Dead 3. However, we know Steam doesn't make games that end in 3.
I don't know. I've heard.
Or Valve, not Steam, but Valve.
I've heard through the grapevine that there's a chance Left 4 Dead 3 is happening.
Yeah, I would love a Left 4 Dead 3, Valve. God damn it, please.
We need it.
Yeah, we really do. And here's the cool thing. If anybody's interested, it's very inexpensive to get Left 4 Dead 2 on Steam. And you get the original game with it. Now, it's not just the original game. It's with all the new weapons and all the new infected. Yeah, it's a little update from Left 4 Dead 2 that added all of the old shit. Yeah, so you get all the original expansion maps, everything. Which is really cool. Yeah, and you get it for the price of Left 4 Dead 2. It's freaking amazing. I wanted to talk about a game that I love that Sunrie kind of brought me into, and this isn't an FPS. It's what I was telling him about before we started the podcast. Yeah. Star Trek Online. Yep. Available for your PS4 and Xbox One, I believe. But it's a free game. You can even download it on Steam. You can download it. It's a great game. Huge download, worth the play. It's probably one of the last games you'll hear Leonard Nimoy speak on. Yeah. He's got plenty of lines in it. They changed quite a bit because I played it Sunrie got me into it back when his old PC worked. It was just a shitstorm. It was just bad. It was hard. You didn't know what sectors you were getting into. So imagine playing Star Trek 25th Anniversary without the instruction booklet. Or a proper map, because you didn't know where you were going. But throughout the years, they fixed it and even improved upon it. In fact, because I still played it quite a lot after Sunrise's computer died. There are actual missions that they took out. Anyway, my point is it's available for the PS4. Sunrise getting it, I hope. Yep, I actually just got the notification that it was installed. Wonderful. I just downloaded it. It's a wonderful game. It looks like they changed a little bit for the PS4, but that's to be expected. It's a very fun game. I mean, what other game can you go around being your Klingon, human, or whatever else, or a Romulan, and Andarian too? Make your own ship. You know, have your own ship and captain your own ship and make it look like how you want to make it. So. You know, my advice would be get that game if you're a big Trekkie like we are, you know, or Trek-er, whatever you want to call us. Yeah. We got to talk about Battlefield or Battlefront. That's one game we didn't talk about. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we do need to talk about Battlefront. Now, there's a special place in my heart for Battlefront. I have Stockholm Syndrome for Battlefront. Every time I think I'm going to fucking uninstall this, I end up putting it back in a few minutes later because it's Star Wars. It's Star Wars, and they despite not getting what we were promised, they still did pretty good on it. Yeah, they just need to actually care about their player base and ban cheaters and not. There's a reason I haven't been playing Battlefront. I got another 2-week ban for using their reporting system for cheaters. Really? Yeah, so I'm Saturday or Sunday. It should be up and I can play again. But they banned me for using their reporting system. They just hate you. They do. They fucking hate you. I have been Dice. EA Dice is the only account they have that has not auto blocked me. like that and Battlelog. Well, yeah, the Battlefield forums, which used to be Battlelog, I'm not banned on either. But I have lost access to that for months on end, which is bullshit. But you know what? Fuck you guys. I have it on the PS4. I don't need your browser in order to find a game. Eat a dick. But yeah, I fucking goddamn 2-week ban for using their report feature.
Yeah, you know what? They're
for showing 3 people cheating.
They're very bitter.
They are very bitter. They know that there's cheaters on there, and if you can prove that there's cheaters on there, they don't want you to do that. And they've quite literally now on their reporting system, it says, do not send pictures or videos of the alleged cheater.
Well, it's because they don't want to get caught, and this is where the issue lies. Because, and we've said it before.
Because if you prove to them and show them, they feel they will be forced to do something about it, and this way they can just funnel it into the fucking fire that keeps their houses warm, like they do now.
Well, this is where the issue lies, and we've said this before. They're using the same coding for every game, all the way from Battlefield 2.
Yep, and Battlefield 1, I've got at the end of my, which I will get posted up here soon from the beta. Same thing that happens on Battlefield 4. Same region of people. It was a Japanese player, falls out of the sky, warps through it kills both me and Wild, is stuck in the crouch animation, which is a fuck up from Battlefield 4, and then proceeds to go through the rocks that we were sitting on to the other side. And I've got that shit on video, and I don't give a shit if I'm banned from fucking Battlefield 1 and Battlefield Beta, because fuck you, I'm not buying it.
Well, you know what?
Because this shit's going on. And so people just cheat easy.
Yeah, they do. There's some crazy shit going on in that game. I still think it's fun. I think Battlefield 1 is fun, but it needs a lot of tweaking. A lot of tweaking.
Yeah. Yeah, I seem to only like Rush on that game. When we were playing Conquest, I was so angry, even when we'd win and we'd be in the top. We'd be the top 1 or 2 players, or we'd be in the top 5, and I was still angry because it wasn't a good victory. It didn't feel fun.
No, it wasn't. It just was crap. But Battlefront is a good game. It's got its share of shit. Battlefront being Star Wars. And the bad thing is this, and this is my big issue with Battlefront. Where's the space battles? It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, Rogue One and Death Star.
Yeah, which is coming, which I can't wait. But still, they gave us a game that's called Star Wars.
With no Star Wars.
With no Star Wars.
No stars.
No literal space battles. And, you could fly above planets, above the ground on planets and shoot at people. That's great and all, but come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah, now I want to play Battlefront.
Yeah. But anyway, Sunrie has a Nerd Tech review.
Nerd Tech.
Yeah, and I know this is one of those, better late than never type things. So, it's free on consoles right now. PC gamers, you're out of luck because game is just damn good.
Well, it looks free for
it looks fucking amazing on the PS4, and I'm sure the Xbox One as well.
Oh yeah.
Now, the PC, it looks even better, and I've seen the videos and the pictures of the PC versus the PS4, and it's just like, damn, that's nice. But I got on PS4 for a reason, because that's where most of my friends are playing and stuff like that. Plus, I didn't want to have to install BNet again and everything else, so I have my reasons. Now, like I've said before, Blizzard knows how to treat their customers.
That they do.
We've gotten free maps on it. We've gotten free characters. They're teasing at more characters coming out, such as Sombra and Power Fist. We don't know if those are really going to be coming out, or if they're just teaser things and it's part of the Overwatch lore, because there's a lot of stuff that you learn about the characters through in-game dialogue, where they'll chat with each other before games, the little shorts that they release, stuff like that. They're giving us stuff. They're changing certain competitive modes, not the character balances themselves, because the characters are fucking balanced. This is what I love. All the characters right off the bat are available to you. There are no unlocks. There are no skill changes. How good are you with that character? That's what's going to determine if the character is good or not. On top of that, you've got basically, it's like a game of chess, if not paper, rock, scissors. So you've got attackers, you've got people who are both semi-good at defending, semi-good at attacking. You have people who are really, really good at defense, and people who are mostly healers and buffer. Within those, certain heroes, under certain circumstances, let's say you have two attackers going at each other, there's a good chance one character is going to be better off on a head-on fight, whereas the other one, as an attacker, if they come around a corner at the right angle, or they're able to come up behind you, they're going to win. But then that same character, another attacker in a different situation, is going to whoop his ass. And certain defense characters are bad against certain attackers. Certain attackers are actually bad against certain people.
So it's team play, just like Battlefield.
And yeah, you cannot go in there saying, well, fuck it, I'm only going to play like let's say I'm only going to play Genji. Okay. Why? That's not going to help the team, because Genji's great, especially if somebody has they have a lot of rapid fire opponents, because he can deflect shots, which is awesome. But if someone's running a Mei who is a freezing slow character, you're screwed. Perfect example of paper against your rock. She's just gonna mow you through. She's there to do crowd control, and she can take quite a bit of damage, which is nice. She's fucking trolly as hell. I love playing Mei, but there are other times where I can't get close enough to play Mei, or they're attacking from multiple angles, so I have to switch. So, you know, playing as a Genji is great if that's what it calls for. So you might be going through and getting, you know, 23 kills and no deaths. Well, awesome, but we lost because you were the only one who wouldn't change. And you can go, okay, well, fuck it. I'm not going to play Genji now. I'm going to play as Xanander and put up this shield and have everyone behind me shooting through my shield and push forward and force the enemies to find ways around me. And as they're trying to go around me, I've got two other people next to me shooting those people off to the side, while the other two people in the back are firing forward and and pushing those people back. As long as you got people who can think and switch, it's an awesome game, and you will be on an awesome team. I can't tell you how many times I've been playing through them and been like, okay, I'm going to be a Bastion, because I like to sit there in this configuration of a minigun and mow people down. Well, then all of a sudden, it becomes highly infeasible to play as a Bastion, either because they got a Genji who can deflect the shots and it instantly kills you. They've got more tracers, and who's a very fast character. So it's like, okay, guess what? I got to switch over. So then, my rest of the team, they want to play their characters. That's fine. So what I'll do is I'll switch over from a Bastion to either a Mei to slow these characters down, or I'll switch to a Pharah and go above the battlefield and fly and rain down shots and push them off the objective and keep them bouncing around the field, while my team then pushes in just enough in order to finally cap it, or to at least make some progress. And when that happens, it is a good feeling. And when that other team comes in and it's just this constant fucking walls against walls, just banging each other's heads just constantly, it is so fucking fun.
So is this game a first-person shooter?
It is a first-person shooter. Yeah, and what's neat about it is if your character is short, you have a real low view. If your character's tall, you have a real tall view.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and not every character has a run. Not every character has a shield. It's stuff like that, and it's very paper beats rock beats scissors beats paper.
Okay.
And it's just freaking awesome.
So how many maps are there?
There are not enough.
Not enough. That's
yeah. There's not enough. I will say that there's. I don't know. I think 5 or 6 maps with 2 different variations on a couple of them. There's some maps that are nothing but take both objective points, or take one objective point and hold it for a counter. Then there's other ones where it's take this objective, then move to this objective, and then there's other ones which is deliver the payload, which I really like, because you have to cap the payload to get it moving to each next step until you get it to the end. And by the time you get to the end, you are right against the defending team's spawn, so people are constantly coming at you, and you have to find new ways of attacking and getting on it, because the payload will not move unless there is a character in range.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, if that payload is sitting there and none of your team's there, too bad, it's not going anywhere. You better get someone on it. Timer's still going.
So nerd boners, what would you give this?
9.
9 out of 10 nerd boners.
9 out of 10 nerd boners, because there's a couple things that I would fix about it with certain characters on balancing issues, but at the same time, 9 out of 10 because it's not absolutely perfect, but it's damn close.
Okay.
And Blizzard goes through and does things about cheaters. I've literally watched streams where people were cheating and mid-game they were banned, and they can't just go out and get a new game. Somehow Blizzard is banning their computer, which is probably based off their motherboard ID, because people have gone through and stripped out their computers and reinstalled Windows, deleted all registry files, got new hard drives, and they still can't play even on new accounts and new credit cards.
Well, it's probably the same thing with the
Good
PlayStation
Blizzard.
consoles or the.
Yep.
So
Thank
that's
you,
good.
Blizzard.
Yeah, good job,
Yeah.
Blizzard. So,
So I could go in this game knowing that if somebody's cheating, I'll get through this. Oh, that's the other thing. Just because you have a bad team, by the time you get to the end, you attack once, you defend once, and then it kicks you out and it re-instances, and you're with new people.
oh, I like
You
that.
might see 1 or 2 other people, so you're not stuck with the same shitty team again and again and again.
Like other games do.
Yeah. So it's not like Battlefield where, well, fuck, the entire team's 117-0 because one squad's using a trigger bot.
This group's doing good. You're not doing so good, or you're doing better. So we're gonna put you with a shitty team. Yeah,
Right.
it makes no sense.
Yeah.
But-
And that's one of the things that keeps it from being a perfect 10. I still get skill balanced. So a lot of times I will be put on a very bad team to balance it out where the other team isn't quite as bad.
Okay.
But I'm stuck on a really terrible team who just can't get kills and they're constantly dying and they're doing stupid stuff. And yeah, it's just like, can I stop being put on a bad team to balance them out?
Yeah, that's too bad. But then you know what? You gave it a good rating, so.
Oh yeah, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 all day.
It's free. It's free this weekend. So if you guys
Yep.
are interested, check it out on the PS4 and/or Xbox One.
Yep.
PC users, you're shit out of luck. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll do something in the future here, but I'm sure there's a reason why they can't do it on the PC. I just probably with the way BattleNet runs, but fuck yeah, get it on Xbox One and PS4. And if you've got a PC, try it out on the console first. And yeah, I know it's like, oh well, consoles suck for controls for FPS. I know it's not as good, but if you've got yourself an XIM, you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, try it out. And if you're like, yeah, you know what, I would like this on the mouse and keyboard, get it for your PC then.
But with that said and done, guys, I think we're done with the episode. We thank you again for listening. If you have any ideas for future episodes and other things you want us to talk about, let us know.
Yes, because actually one of our upcoming topics is going to be one that was suggested from a listener. So expect that on the next podcast.
Yep, and also remember that episode 40 will be the end of season 2. We will take a break and then come back probably about a month, maybe a month and a half later with brand new topics, brand new fun after episode 40.
That's right. So stick around like you guys have been because you're all freaking awesome.
We love you.
Thank you so much for listening to us.
We love you guys and stay sexy.
Stay sexy.